Hello, everybody. Welcome to the newest podcast at Double HIP. That's a Talk. I'm your host, Makamosa, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hello, hello.
And we're here for our first podcast, and I'm honored to be with Thomas Hernandez, the
How's it-
man,
How's it going, y'all?
the man of the hour,
Yeah.
aka Tommy. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So, hello, everyone. My name is Thomas Hernandez. A lot of people know me as Tommy. I've never been called Tom. That's not really my forte. Maybe in the future, we'll see how that goes. But for right now, it's just been Tommy and Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, from
Yeah.
from Temple, of course. You know, that's kind of why I'm here right now. But
you.
there's a lot
Yeah.
about myself. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being
thank you
here,
so much
man.
for being
course,
here,
Really
bro.
appreciate it.
It's actually an honor to have you as the first guest in the podcast.
I know, starting off with a banger.
Yeah, starting off with with the right foot.
Yeah, exactly.
And just to keep you guys in track, it's actually an open conversation. We're not interviewing Tommy. We're just here to know whatever he has to tell us. And that's actually the idea of the podcast. We're an open conversation, an hour. So grab your popcorn, grab whatever you want, and we're gonna be having fun.
Yeah.
So just to keep you guys like in the scenario, Tommy is actually a very successful student. And I mean,
Successful is an understatement.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, like, it depends how you define success. You know.
yeah, no,
Like,
okay. He has won a lot of
happy.
awards.
Insanely,
Yeah,
I'm
insanely
happy.
accomplished.
I think success is about happiness.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
say
okay,
very
okay.
happy
That's
people.
actually a very
Yeah.
good definition
Yeah.
of success. And yeah, I'm always hearing about how many awards he has won and how happy actually. That's actually like Dr. Gratson is gonna be our next guest. He always talking about how happy you are, like how many you do with your life. So I wanted to start asking you about how do you keep like this balance between being very busy and being like also achieving this success, actually academic, of course.
Yeah.
Happiness, you can define your happiness, but
Yeah.
how do you achieve that?
Man, in all honesty, so growing up, so I grew up between Philly, like Juniata Park, Hunting Park, Frankfurt areas, where all my family's from. I am Puerto Rican and Irish, but I'd definitely say if there was like, if we're gonna give like an ethnicity wise, I'd say I'm like a Philadelphian. Definitely, like that's like a through and through type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I feel like it's almost kind of in my blood. Not to put it as like I'm a hustler or anything like that, but like that idea of working hard constantly, you know, getting the work and getting the grinding.
Mhm.
It's like I have two great parents. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like they're still, of course, they're still learning. No parents are perfect. I think people should know that. You know, you can't be the perfect parent and you can't be the perfect person. But they taught me a lot. A lot of my family members taught me a lot. But having them definitely as role models changed the game for me. And from a young age, like I gotta be honest, my dad had me working like I was like working at Home Depot since I was like 7. My brother supposedly had it worse as a kid, but
doing
Yeah,
actually what?
supposedly.
doing like construction stuff around the house.
Oh, actually like construction thing?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was just a metaphor.
nah, man, I was like 10. I'm not like 10's a decent age, but like I was
Yeah.
like 9, 10, holding up drywall for like 10 minutes. Now my dad's not even
Yeah.
like drilling the
Way.
stuff in yet, and then holding up drywall, and I'm like, I'm like dying.
Yeah.
But
What did you did
um,
like what did your dad do? What
my,
did your dad do?
my dad's like an everything type of guy. So
Mhm.
he works with it's like a they make ultrasonic devices. Well, no, they make the cleaning devices for the ultrasonic
Okay.
devices used for like like babies and whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's just like an everything type of guy. I mean, from cars to houses to plumbing, electrical. He he knows a lot about a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Especially especially things related to like manual
Yeah.
labor. Not even labor. Like it's like manual genius, I will say, because I think people often look down at like those like construction or
Oh,
those type
definitely.
of jobs, and it's like
Yeah.
no, that's a skill. Watching him like hardwire some electrical stuff, like that's a skill that a lot of people don't know. But yeah, I learned from a young age, like doing that type of stuff, just like to use, got to utilize your time wisely. Now, I wasn't always the best at it. I mean, I was the kind of kid to play like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that all the time.
Dylan's actually a
I'm
very-
huge
Bro.
into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh's fire,
Huge,
man.
yeah.
That was so. I would say growing up, I had school. I was
Uh-huh.
school as a kid. Then I had my my time helping my dad, helping my
Mhm.
family, whatnot. And then I had my free time, which is like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
My brother was big into Call of Duty, so like zombies when like Black Ops was coming out. I
Yeah.
mean, we were like staying up all night.
Dude.
Yeah.
I
Are
would
you a
just-
geek? That geeks is the
so
term.
this is the thing.
Yeah.
I grew up as one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't even know how to say it now because like I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. Like
Mhm.
it's not like how I was as a kid. Like I still have my decks and all.
Yeah.
I still,
yeah.
you know,
Same.
I'm still like even
Yeah.
League of Legends. If anybody knows that League of Legends, like I used to play it as a kid a lot.
Yeah.
Haven't played in a while,
Mhm.
but I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
I could bust down with a
Yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah.
bust down.
Yeah.
So like I'm
Like-
still Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm still ready
Yeah,
for the shadow
yeah,
games.
same,
you know,
dude,
stay
same.
ready.
Yeah.
So again, I wouldn't say I'm a geek, but I definitely say like
Because I'm
somebody with I got some of the.
Yeah.
I'm like a half.
Like
a
you
half,
bring
like a
those
half.
experiences with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
because like what is being a geek? Like
Exactly.
because like I'm a huge Marvel fan since I'm a kid.
Some
Yeah.
people
Since I'm a
would-
kid.
Some people would define that.
Yeah. As,
Like,
a,
as a
as
geek.
Yeah.
I play
It
games.
depends who you ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, yeah.
That's a great point. I would also like I'm a huge Marvel fan too. DC, they're not the best, but I will give them credit.
They have Batman.
They are getting better now.
Yes.
I think if they run with
Suicide Squad. What do you thought?
I think they play too much with the comedy stuff.
Yeah.
If
okay.
DC goes
Very
the
fair.
route of like those dark, like despair and
Yeah.
like like the
Yeah.
Joker or like
Yeah,
how the
yeah.
Batman is going.
The Joker was so
yeah.
good.
Yes.
Dude,
Especially
so
when he
good.
off the freaking it's like the
The
Johnny Carson's
host.
the
Yeah,
host, yeah, like
the
the
host.
Johnny
Spoiler
Car-
alert! Spoiler
Spoiler
alert!
Yeah,
for
spoiler
Joker.
alert.
Yeah.
The host got off, but if you haven't
Yeah.
seen the movie, you should go
Yeah,
watch it.
Please.
It's been like forever.
please.
Do you think it's the best DC movie?
Uh,
Because like, dude, the trilogy of Batman and like the Dark Knight.
trilogy
Yeah.
of Batman's
Those
good.
those were good.
But I will say, I don't know if it was a real trailer or not, but I'm pretty sure I just watched the Black Adam trailer as of recent.
Mm-hmm.
They had the
And
fandom this week. They had the new Flash trailer and also the new Batman.
So
I don't know if the
Again, I'm pretty sure I saw a Black Adam trailer because it didn't look like anything fiction. It looked like some
Yeah.
legit thing, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
Damn.
well,
Yeah.
ain't that something? So I don't know. I think,
with the Rock.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the Rock's
He's-
usually like they try to make him funny.
Yeah.
But I think I think he'll kill it. Honestly.
Yeah, I think so
Um,
too.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not. I was never a DC fan. Like I respect it and all, but like,
Exactly.
dude, growing up, reading like Portuguese comic books, like in Portuguese, Marvel in Portuguese. Oh, I'm Brazilian, guys. By the way, important to know. Like in Portuguese, I waited like 6 months for because you guys were like 6 months in front of us a year,
yeah.
and like I
Oh,
would
man,
read
so you were
spoilers.
waiting. You were
Yeah.
waiting.
I was waiting.
Yeah.
Did you ever heard about when Spider-Man died in the comics?
So
the Ultimate Spider-Man.
So I should
Yeah.
put that I got into the Wikipedia about the comics. I never actually.
Oh, yeah.
So like I would read summaries
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
the plots and whatnot, but
Uh-huh.
I was never like, man, give me that comic, rip it
Yeah.
out the pack,
Yeah.
start flipping
Yeah,
through.
because like
And
I heard it that he was gonna die like
oh,
6 months earlier than he was actually gonna die, and I was like,
He
dude,
said,
no,
come
way."
on, man.
Like really,
kidding
I
me?
read this.
Yeah.
Dude. Like it's also another thing, the spoiler culture, dude.
Spoiler
it's
culture?
growing. Yeah, dude.
Well, yeah, 'cause
The-
social media, it's like it runs rampant. There's
Dude.
no way to avoid it.
I almost got spoiled.
Yeah.
Yes,
Got it spoiled.
you were almost
Someone
A victim
almost
of
a victim of
spoiling.
spoiling.
Yeah.
Yes.
like the end of Endgame,
Oh yeah,
no,
that was a
yeah.
huge one.
like
So
where Hulk is like doing the thing.
there's
Yeah.
there's certain movies where I will not watch or look for spoilers because I really don't
Oh, yeah.
care. I don't care a lot of
Yeah.
times, but like for example, the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die.
Okay.
I made sure
Yeah.
nobody told me. As soon as somebody was about to tell me, I
Like,
was
nope.
like,
Yep,
"Are you prepared to go to war?"
Yeah.
But I luckily watched it. I told myself I'm gonna watch it last night, so I
Mhm.
literally straight from school I was like tired, did some stuff,
Mhm.
just straight to the movies. No spoilers before, and I was like,
How'd you like it?
dude, honestly, Endgame's one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
That new Bond movie,
Endgame
it
level.
takes-
I'm not a 007
So
guy,
it's
but
Endgame level, and I only say that just because I think, while it is fictional,
Mm-hmm.
I like movies that kind of bring in the realities
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
even if it's a fiction story.
even if it's a fiction story. And I think the interesting thing about the new James Bond movies and not to give any spoilers or anything like that, but like it starts to go into a lot more of the human side of, you know, I mean, the life of a spy, really the life of James Bond.
Yeah.
And I think that's valuable.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they did with Tony Stark in like Iron Man 3
Yeah.
when he started to have the
The
like the flashbacks and whatnot,
Yeah.
and start to like have the panic attacks.
Oh,
like kind of like hyperventilating.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's like also what they did with Logan, kind of like
Yeah.
reinventing these characters in like a really personable,
a human
light.
way.
Yeah,
Because that's at the end of the day what you know, like superheroes are. Heroes are, you know, humans. Heroes are everyday people. They're super because they got some powers, but at the end of the day, like
they're still people.
they're still gonna struggle.
That's why I don't like Superman.
Yeah.
Like again, I have nothing against it, but like he's too much.
Yeah,
Well, I will say
He's not. I know he's not human in the comics as well, but he's not human.
him as a kid though. I don't know if you guys recall, but like him as a kid when his dad died in the Man of Steel movie,
Yeah.
he was upset.
yeah,
And I think I don't know how it played out, but I think you could definitely see the trauma play out when he gets so aggressive, like
Yeah.
especially at like a Batman, like
yeah.
when Superman dies and then comes back to life for the
Justice League.
God,
Justice
yeah.
League.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, it was a trash movie.
Sorry, guys.
The
Trash.
Snyder Cut was a little better. Snyder Cut was a little
Yeah, a
better.
little,
Yeah,
but too long.
I heard
but
that.
too long.
Too long.
Yeah.
But like you kind of see it, like he's like, "You won't let me live. You won't let me die."
Yeah.
You know. And
But the thing
you
for
kind of
me,
see it play it out.
yeah, the
Yeah.
thing for me on Superman, he's the opposite of Spider-Man. Like
Mm.
they can go through like, what I say, like they can go through like human traumas and like
Mhm.
experience things as humans,
Yeah.
but like he doesn't have the
The reactions.
it's the reactions, like he
Yeah.
doesn't act like a human. Does it
Yeah.
make sense? Like
Well-
Spider-Man, dude, he lost his uncle.
Yeah.
He lost
Dude
everything.
lost everybody.
Yeah.
He's
dude.
he's poor, like
Yeah, he's regular
regular dude.
Yeah.
You know, like he
Well,
has
he's smart,
superpowers.
but he's
Yeah.
smart, but he's
He's a regular dude.
regular
You know,
Yeah.
so like even with Batman, like he's just smart and fights.
yeah.
Like he doesn't have any
Yeah. No.
born superpower.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Only thing he's born with is trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, his parents like died
True.
shortly
Yeah.
after.
True.
yeah.
So you see the difference. Like Superman is just this guy who literally this stone called
No.
kryptonite. It's the only thing that can beat him.
No, it's a good point. I think they were trying to humanize him more,
Yeah.
like I said, with the parent, like his father dying, and then
Mhm.
also like when he sees Lois Lane
Yeah.
in Justice League, he like gets all lovey dovey and
Yeah,
stuff.
true.
But
true,
it
true.
also feels robotic
Yeah.
because he is alien, and it's like,
yeah.
like how do I want to navigate?
Yeah.
This?
How do I deal with
I
women?
think.
That's his like life journey throughout the
Yeah.
movie. Is
Yeah,
how do I
yeah.
want to deal with
Yeah.
women? That's literally his story.
Like the newer renditions of Superman are trying to like bring him back to a human perspective because like
I
he's
can
one of
see
the
that.
oldest comics, so like they
Really?
weren't. Dude, Superman's
he's the-
got to be.
He's like, I think so. He's not the original, but I believe if you're talking like the original of like the most famous comics, I think
Yeah,
he's like the original
yeah.
superhero. I'm
Yeah.
like, we don't. I don't want to look it up right now. But
Yeah.
like 100%, it's him.
Yeah.
It's either him or some type of like tin dude.
Yeah.
random, like
yeah,
random guy
Yeah.
who's made.
Like super random.
He has like
Captain
a
Tinfoil.
wood hat
Yeah.
or something.
Like some crazy
Just
like
Mark.
that.
Just
Yeah.
Mark.
He has a wood baseball cap and his name's Mark, and like maybe he like knows how to use an axe or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, right. Like
He throws a boomerang and it comes back.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think you kind of see a trajectory. And it's funny we're talking about films right now, but
Yeah.
you kind of see a trajectory with a lot of films. They're taking more of that human approach.
Yeah.
Even like the Bond films, for example. Bond from back in the day, like Sean Connery and all that stuff, was very like, oh yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Oh, Sean
drive my
Connery.
car.
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah.
Connery. Oh, a woman. Oh, shoots my gun.
Yeah.
No. You know, like oh.
That's a good
Yeah, yeah.
impression.
A robotic.
Very robotic.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan was kind of getting there,
Uh-huh.
which I grew up with him as a Bond, especially with like the GoldenEye games and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But Daniel Craig and just generally with movies, they take a lot more of a human approach to these people that we see as like more than human.
Mhm.
You know, because they have all these. I forget. I watch a lot of like movie reviews, but they call them like I forget the name for it, but like pretty much these things to
Yeah.
allow these people to live in these movies. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's just yeah, they make it a lot more human.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool what movies are doing nowadays.
What is the name of the movie in English? It just reminds you of talking about this human part. The Show of Truman.
Oh,
Ever
Truman
heard-
Show.
Truman Show.
Truman
Sorry,
Show,
in
yeah.
Portuguese it's the show of Truman.
No, that's fair.
But like, but like this idea of he's just. Do you guys ever watch it?
Yeah.
I've heard, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But do you know what's the idea? Of?
Yeah.
Like the guy's just
It's
stuck
like a-
in a. He's just like an actor,
Yeah,
but he doesn't know.
Yeah.
it's like a show within a show, right?
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
Exactly.
like no, like
Yeah.
his whole life, it's basically he was born already into a set, and like everyone that he knows is
Yeah.
fake.
Okay.
Yeah. All his friends are
Like,
actors.
I think he was.
and-
I don't know that like. The only thing that he remembers is this reality,
Yeah.
Who was the actor in that?
Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey, right?
Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jim
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
and it's, dude, it's like a guy just being what you're saying, just being human,
Yeah.
but you know that he's just being
It's
troll.
interesting. Yeah.
It's so fucking like it's so good. It's so good.
I can't let my family know that I missed that movie.
Yeah.
My cousin especially is like a big movie buff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
can't-
But it's a classic, but it's not like that much. I'm horrible with like
I'm-
watching
Yeah,
classics.
same.
I'm
Horrible
usually
with
really
watching
good with
classics.
movies in general. That's
Mhm.
why like certain times I'll be like, I know I've heard. That's why I recall.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew Jim
Yeah.
Carrey
Yeah,
was the
yeah, yeah.
lead, but it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
For instance,
shit.
I never fully watched Titanic.
What?
No,
Nice.
you,
Like
you
never.
gotta see
Like I have
Titanic.
watched parts when they were like playing on TV, but
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you just speaking of Titanic, and it's weird how my brain works. My first image, it goes from Jack and Rose on the door immediately to that guy falling into the turbine and getting whacked.
Yeah.
I don't. I never watched that part.
Well,
Yeah.
if you watch it, it's pretty much the boat, it flips up, and dudes
Yeah.
are trying to jump off for some odd reason, and they happen to jump
Yeah.
the direction of the turbines because I guess adrenaline makes you not
Yeah.
think straight. So, like, dolphin dies.
Yeah.
I'm talking like whack, like dude just gets full
Bros-
send into the
yeah.
ocean, like.
Titanic just reminds me of the scene there, like with the open arms and the music.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
playing.
Yeah, like
That's
that.
the only thing that reminds me of.
No.
And they.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I have a lot. Like I've missed all of like, not cartoon classics, like not animations. Animations,
Okay.
I've watched all the classics.
Now, when you say like animate, are you talking about like cartoons or animation?
Animation, sorry, animations.
Okay.
Like
Like not Japanese
Disney.
anime.
No, yeah,
Okay, okay.
Disney. Like
Okay.
I mean the
Yeah,
blockbusters.
I'm trying to get
one.
him into anime,
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, which ones are you into?
dude. A bunch. I'm watching.
Name like all right, like top three. What
top
would you
three. Oh man, Attack on Titan's got to be up there. The storyline of
Yeah.
Attack on
say?
Titan.
That's a good
Wait, are
one.
you an anime
Unbeaten.
fan?
Again, I would say my brother definitely takes the cake in the
Yeah.
household. I'm more
Mhm.
of like a derived version of him.
Yeah.
Like, if he like lost a cell,
Yeah.
I am that. I'm that cell of the anime. He's deep. Like
Yeah.
manga, light novels. Like
Yeah, that's deep.
Wait,
Yeah.
First one is that one?
Attack
Yeah,
on
Attack
Titan.
on Titan, Dragon Ball, just classic.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man, putting me on the spot here. I don't know. Maybe JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I
Okay.
love JoJo's.
Okay.
See, I have
Yeah.
zero idea. I just know Dragon Ball. That's
Yeah.
it.
I don't know JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I'm sure my brother would.
Yeah,
Man, I would have to definitely put Naruto.
yeah.
Shippuden.
Oh, uh-huh.
100%.
do you think Shippuden's
Um,
better than the original?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Personally, for me,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I-
Everyone just criticizes me to no end for that.
I just love. It's really like when you start to get to the end,
Mhm.
like Obito
Yeah, oh
and
my God.
Kakashi story.
Yeah.
Like to me, like that's
yeah,
like
dude. Oh my god.
that's fire.
Yeah.
And then. So I put Naruto up there.
Yeah.
I'll just say like Naruto as a whole,
Yeah,
including
okay.
Boruto. I should say
Yeah.
that because I have watched clips, not
Mhm.
the whole series.
Yeah,
but
same.
watched
I've seen
clips.
like Crunchyroll clips
Yeah.
on YouTube.
freaking
Yeah.
Ishiki getting
Yeah.
chop sueyed
Uh-huh.
like crazy.
Mhm.
What else? Soul Eater, then
Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
Those are like
I love both of those too.
yeah. Soul
Yeah.
Eater was actually an anime that my brother and I watched. And I think
Yeah.
that's why it's up there because
Yeah.
like
Do you have a strong
Fire.
connection with your brother? Or no?
Yeah,
It
I
seems
would-
like.
I
it
would
seems
say
like.
I
Yeah.
would say so. The thing it's a weird situation, right? Like most people, they gotta like they often like spend time with their if they have a strong connection, they're usually like with their sister or brother or
Doing everything
Yeah.
with them.
constantly whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
My brother's 7 years older than me. He also was in
You
the
are? How
I
old are
am
you?
21.
21?
He's 28.
Got it.
He was also in the army for a bit and was
Mm.
away. He was in contact from time to time. We saw him, but it wasn't like
Yeah, you weren't like
it was a
constantly
it was a good
talking.
I would say it was a good 6 years where I would say like it was almost like I was like an only child in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
6 years?
Yeah. No,
He,
and that's
he was actually deployed or just
to be honest, like
you don't know?
yeah.
like
just-
I know he was definitely in Fort Drum. I don't know if he actually like went I know he went to he did like intelligence stuff like that. So
Okay.
I don't know the full extent, but again, you never really. I think one thing you start to realize you never really know what people are doing unless you're like by them constantly. So
Yeah.
whether he was intelligent or not, it's regardless. Like I still wouldn't have known what he was doing. But he was stationed in Fort Drum, so it was very remote, and that's like upstate New York, where it's like the Arctic, but
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
So he was stationed up north, and yeah, it was about like a good 6 years. I would say it was almost like
Wow.
being like an only. I don't want to say like an only child. I don't even know. I'd say like kind of like an only child, but like I was in touch with my brother every now and then. But it's the
I think I know
connection's
what you
still
mean.
the
Yeah.
connection's still there though. It's like there's
Yeah.
there's never been this thing where I gotta like text me like, hey buddy, I
Yeah.
hope you're having a great
Yeah.
day. Because it's there at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like even like whether arguments happen or like things happen, like it's still the connection's there. Like we're there for each other more
Yeah.
or less. Yeah, and I'm always asking him about stuff about my future wise because
Yeah.
he's been he's gone different trajectories and whatnot, but he's definitely like beneficial. Especially because he just knows history. Like
Yeah.
he knows his history, he knows his politics, and he like specifically regarding like I don't know stuff related to like intelligence stuff like that. Like usually like he'll know that type of stuff, and I could like ask him like I don't know like what's a good movie to watch regarding this stuff or what seems more real. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a very
He's like your
knowledgeable
reference.
person.
He's a
He works
about
as a reference as well.
about
Yeah.
everything. I would say
Yeah.
if I was to put him, he's a history reference for sure.
Yeah.
Modern day as well as like ancient,
Yeah.
classical. Like he knows a
Yeah.
little bit of everything. So
That's very nice.
yeah.
Yeah, because like I have the same thing with mine. He's actually like 5 years younger than me,
Interesting.
so we don't have a lot to talk about. Like
Yeah.
actually, like what party did you went to? Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell.
Yeah.
You know,
Or your 15-year-old
Yeah.
brother.
Right.
it's like, but I have this connection where like I don't need to talk to him. Does it make sense?
No, I
Like it's
actually that's good to hear because I'm in
yeah.
the-
Like
yeah.
I don't know what he does. Like he's in middle school.
Yeah,
Middle school, 15 years still in middle school, right?
No.
That's
like 10
freshman.
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 Yeah, he's he's 14
Well, I don't know how-
right now. He's
is
gonna
he-
turn 15.
Is he in Brazil right now?
No, he's here.
He's in America.
But
okay.
he's like a year later, like a year late because they would do like
Oh,
because the education.
yeah. it's different.
So
Gotcha,
he's probably
8th grade, I think.
8th grade, 9th
Yeah,
grade.
yeah, If I'm not mistaken, it's 8th grade.
Mhm.
Anyway, so like we don't have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Like I force myself. Like I play a lot of games with him. With
Yeah.
him, he's like a huge Fortnite player.
Yeah.
Huge, like all kids.
At that age, they usually
Yeah.
are.
And like I played with him, but like we're not talking about Fortnite. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just being there,
Yeah.
and it's bizarre how it shapes you.
No,
you
yeah.
know?
Like sometimes you could just find yourself going into random conversations too. Like
Yeah.
I mean, just like today. So I'm trying. After watching the James Bond movie,
Mm-hmm.
I then like had this. I was like, man, like bioterrorism. Like let me like research into this
Uh-huh.
more and see what's been done. And then I just like today my brother's in the living room. I was just like start chatting with him. I was like, gee, like what do you know about like bioterrorism incidents and all this stuff, and just asking him stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of things that can happen. And that
Yeah.
just shows the connection as opposed to like you could
Forcing
you
it.
could feel it.
Yeah.
Like, you could feel it. It's not forced, and it's also not like you're speaking with like
A
a
stranger.
distant cousin or something.
Yeah,
like that. It's
no.
like,
Okay.
at the end of the day,
Okay.
it's your it's your
Yeah.
brother. And,
Like a lost friend. Like lost friend. I mean like
yeah, it's
distant friend.
yeah. Honestly,
Haven't
I
talked in a while.
I think about it more like well, it's probably the opposite for you, but to me, it's like it's almost like you have somebody to look up to or
Yeah.
look at.
I have
Um,
I have the responsibility of like
Yeah.
being looked at.
Exactly.
So like
Exactly.
I was like when I left to Kansas because I lived in Kansas. I don't know if I told you.
Yeah, I think
Like
you
a,
did.
a year and a half before I moved here to Philly. I was like I'm doing this for you
Yeah.
because like
Damn.
this is hard to. Of course, not
Mhm.
hard because dude, we're in like Tempo. It's a good school.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of like resources. I'm a lucky person, but it's hard to go by yourself, even in
Yeah.
a different country. And I'm like, don't be afraid to,
Yeah.
do something that you want.
Yeah.
No.
And even if
that's-
it
yeah, that's
doesn't touch
yeah.
him now because he's a, dude, if you're like 14, you don't know.
Yeah,
who
no,
you
he
are.
doesn't care.
no, trust me.
But
like,
he'll
again, I
appreciate
was
it.
I was in that boat as your brother is now. Like you don't. It just kind of like it is. Like it would be like, for me it was like my brother's in the army. For your brother's probably like my
Exactly.
brother's in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
I was like crying
Yeah.
in the airport. I was like, I'm gonna do this for him. He's like, Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Gotta get back to Fortnite.
Yeah. Like he
Let me
doesn't
put
have
Ninja back
Yeah.
on
Right.
my YouTube.
like he doesn't have the notion of like what
Yeah.
it means,
Yeah.
you know. But you still need to be with the thing like he always like, what is Ma doing? It's how he calls me. What is he doing? What is he doing?
Yeah.
Like he always wanted to play with me, like
Yeah.
show his toys to me, and I'm
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
it's a huge responsibility.
That's how I-
you're a younger brother.
Yeah.
yes, right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, but did you want it to like
No, like.
show your bigger brother and like be
Oh yeah.
inspired by him?
Oh yeah,
Does it make
always.
sense?
Yeah, like my brother's one of my biggest role models,
Yeah.
if not the biggest. And it's like what you were saying, how the decisions you're making now may not impact him because he's like 14. Like when I was 13, 14, like I didn't care what my brother was
Yeah,
doing. Like,
right.
I was in middle school being an idiot. But like when
Precisely. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
when you
literally life, yeah.
when you come of age, like you're like the weight of your decisions hold like massive impact
The memories
on their
the
life.
memories stay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't
Dude,
like, you don't
definitely.
process it the same way at that age, but like
Yeah.
whatever memory. So you're younger, or
Yeah, I'm younger.
you're the younger one.
Yeah.
So but you're gonna remember everything that they've either said to you,
Oh,
or
yeah.
done with you, or
Yeah.
like have done in their lives. Like
Definitely.
you're gonna remember it and process it at
Yeah.
a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's an interesting perspective, because so just like kind of pulling from what you
Yeah.
like what you said. The way I've really thought about it is that my brother, I would say, is definitely not that he's the first one to like go the farthest in like out of my entire family, but
Mhm.
in my eyes, I was like, what he was doing to me is like the farthest that
Yeah.
anybody's ever gone. And I always thought about it like, man, if he could do that and go through everything he's gone through, and still like navigate life accordingly, and like, and he's enjoying. I will say, I think at the end of the day, he's enjoying his life right now. To me, I see it as like, let me pick up from like where
he
he
left off?
is. Not even like where he's left off, because he's still
Yeah,
like working
yeah.
his
Yeah.
own thing. But I'm like, let me pick up from that. Like,
Yeah.
What can I do from that?
Yeah.
Like he eventually, he's out of the military now, and he's working right now. But to me, I always saw it as, let me pull from his experiences.
Yeah,
I'm
just
trying to I want
learn.
to take
Yeah.
from everybody
Yep.
and put that into myself, because I see the way you see, like, I'm doing this for the way you see it as you're doing it for your little brother.
Yeah.
I see that as I'm doing it for like my family that's come before me, my family that's gonna come after me, and just people around me. Like
Yeah.
to like on my Instagram, I just post like a couple things about like me traveling to different
Yeah.
spots. To me, I would hope that just inspires people to go to places, because I get inspired to go to places when I see people travel.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like doing stuff for the community and like doing stuff around the world and whatnot, I always see it as like, the goal is, yeah, you can give opportunities to people, of course, and whatnot, and do these things, but I think the big thing is to inspire
Yeah.
them, older or younger, because
Yeah.
anybody can do it. Like if you had an older brother, the hope would be like, maybe he could look at you and be like, he's going through college.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let me go back to college, or let me start working on a podcast too.
Yeah.
Just like inspired to do. At the end of the day, it's like to inspire to do things that make you happy.
Yeah.
Some people don't like traveling
Successful.
far. Yeah, success is it's how you define it.
Yeah.
Success is subjective.
Exactly. Like it's not about money. Money helps navigate life, but
Yeah.
also currencies are different values in different places. So
Yeah,
like
exactly.
what
True.
may be
That's
like,
very
I'm
true.
broke here, go to a different country.
Go to Brazil,
Yeah.
you're gonna be rich.
Yeah, you're gonna be
100%.
doing fine. So
Yeah.
it's all about just how you define happiness and success.
Yeah.
And you just want to inspire people to do whatever makes them happy. Again, if it's not traveling, then maybe it's just doing local community
Yeah.
work, but knowing that they can utilize their time accordingly. That's the big thing.
But that's actually a good thing that I wanted to ask you. You have done a lot for Temple,
Mhm.
right? Mainly for Dr. Gratson. We're gonna talk about it
Uh-huh.
probably later. But do you feel that you have inspired people here?
Honestly, so it's funny. I say I do, and I definitely think I have, but there's something in my head that always tells me it's never enough.
Yeah.
Like I
What do you mean?
I'm saying to you right now, I feel like I've definitely at least inspired one person so far.
Okay.
There's a part in my head where it's saying, "No, you haven't, buddy. Keep working." Like that's
Yeah.
where my head's at.
But that's like the mindset you need to have to inspire people,
It-
because you'll
it-
keep pushing yourself.
It is, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm jealous of people who can like rest.
Yeah.
'Cause
yeah.
I-
just like sit back.
I struggle to just like sit back and relax.
Yeah.
Even hanging out with friends, honestly, is like, unless it's something with an objective, like going
Mm.
climbing, going to
Yeah.
MMA, going to watch a movie that I like, doing something with a goal. I have a tough time just hanging out or
Can I
just
say you are a
relaxing.
workaholic? Workaholic.
Yeah.
That's a term, right?
I guess you call it a workaholic, but I guess it's more like I see my life in like time increments. Like I want to utilize my time accordingly. I want to utilize my life to its fullest extent. I was given a life on this earth for a reason.
Yeah.
My goal is to help as many people as possible. And I can only do that through bettering myself and through, of course, working to better others. So like, if my time's not devoted to something of that sort, I think my brain kind of has like a switch. Like, you're not
not worth
focused.
it.
You're not focused on that life goal right now. What are you doing? But at the same time, like, sometimes having those experiences of just chatting with individuals is worth it, because that can be just as inspirational as, like, again, like for me, like traveling to like Puerto Rico and doing a research project out there and coming back and talk about it at like a conference or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a workaholic. I think it's just like my mind is constantly thinking like, how does this interact with this? Like, what does this do for this? And my top 3 things in life are training, traveling, and travel, and help.
It needs to be a T.
No.
Damn, bro.
No. It's train, travel, and help. And it really just all comes back to this idea of, again, utilizing my life, the time I have given on this earth, whether it be 22 years, whether it be 90 years,
Get what you mean.
to my fullest extent.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, what else are we living here for if we're not living for ourselves and each other? Ourselves for each other. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? A
I
community.
agree 100%.
Think about,
I agree 100%.
we live on a small dot in the world.
Yeah.
How much of, like, we only have, like, if you look at history, we're only a little blip in history. Like, it's not even like, if you're looking at like a heart rate thing, we're still the line. Like, we're not even like a blip in it. So why not utilize as much of your time as possible to do good for yourself and then others? Yeah.
But when you say rest, you say, I don't rest. It's like rest would be like, because for me, it's the thing is you have like obligations between quotes, meaning for instance, do great in college, or like have, I know, let's say do great in college, where opposed to like having fun, going for instance to a 76ers game. This will be resting the 76ers game, because from what I'm hearing for you, like traveling will be already like
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
like,
like-
would you consider traveling rest?
'Cause,
Or
like,
is that
you're
like
not- you're
another
not-
goal-oriented
To me, it's because I see the end objective, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Like, for me, I went to Sleepy Hollow this past weekend, right?
Yes.
The way I saw it was, it's a whole bunch of factors that made it worth it. The history behind it, the different cultures of possibly being around there. Like, it's Salem, New York. It's not New York City. It's going to be a little different. The history behind it, and like I should like pull that in depth, like the different like aspects of like this legend of Sleepy Hollow, like what went into it, the old Dutch Reformed Church, the bridge, the horsemen, seeing it take over the community itself. Like, the community is really like built upon that. Learning about like, going on Zillow and checking like the rates for the houses and for rental properties around there, seeing the different architecture, whether it be old and new, climbing, like having that time to climb, having that time to walk around, exercise. In this case, I should also add that my mother's birthday is this upcoming weekend. So like to me, it was like my birthday present to her was, hey mom, let's go to Sleepy Hollow. It was gonna be a solo adventure, but
she went with you.
yeah, it made.
I didn't know that.
No, that's what I said. It made sense for her to come along with me. I was like, mom, it's your birthday. Like, it's your birthday weekend coming up, and like, let me be this. This is my birthday present. So it's when I see the purpose behind something that then to me it is not a waste of time. But like going to the 76ers game, if I was to go, there would have to be like a reasoning. There'd have to be like, all right, so what am I doing there? Who am I interacting with? What am I going to learn from this?
Okay.
What kind of impact can I have? If it's just me like
Just sitting by
chilling-
yourself.
Yeah, like if I've gone to games before. I've gone to sporting events before. What's going to make this different?
Yeah.
Like, it's like going to the beach. What's going to make
Okay.
the beach different?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to the beach in the Maldives. I'm going diving.
Yeah.
I'm seeing sea life that I would have never seen anywhere else.
So if it
Different than
doesn't,
Jersey,
Yeah.
you know?
if it doesn't
Yeah.
have this factor of like different, you don't go.
If it's not unique to me, it's a struggle for me to enjoy it as thoroughly as I
Oh,
would something
okay.
else.
So not enjoying will be the rest for you.
Yes. I guess
Like-
that's a good way to put it. If I don't enjoy something, to me, that's considered rest.
Okay.
As weird as that sounds,
Yeah.
like
So basically, you don't like to sleep.
I don't. Like I
Really?
of course I really don't. Like honestly, this is for everybody. If anybody finds a solution to sleep and to stop that, let me know. Because I'm fine with like meditating and taking that time for myself.
Really?
But man, I feel like sometimes I lose like 4 to relatively like 4 to 8 hours, depending on how long I sleep throughout the day. Like
Yeah.
like I want a 24-hour period. And if you're ever awake at night and you go around with energy, I mean without like light pollution and whatnot, you
Yeah.
have this night
Yeah.
sky
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
and it's quiet. It's
Yeah.
calm. Like it's more peaceful than like a person could imagine. Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I'm not a
Yeah.
fan. I'm not a fan of sleep. I know it's
Yeah.
necessary, but I'm not a fan, man. Not a fan.
Dude, I'm a.
Yeah, I love sleeping. I sleep.
And but I'm
Yeah.
jealous of you for that because my mind, like, I don't know why I
Mhm.
can't love it as much.
Yeah.
I've really like it's hard to like kind of figure out and weed.
But you know what? I would prefer to not love sleeping, because like I'm the hugest procrastinator of all
Yeah.
time.
I
Like,
can.
Dude,
yeah.
all time. If
I
I
can
don't like
attest.
lock
He's-
myself out of like everything,
He's ridiculous.
it's
when it
insane.
comes to-
Like it's insane. Like it's insane.
Worse
like,
than I've.
Got to test in
worst
1
I've
hour.
ever
Got to
seen.
study.
Yeah.
it's basically that. Like you know. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Like I have.
Don't out yourself.
No,
No,
we don't.
no,
I know
it's-
what
it's-
you know. What
it's-
you don't even gotta say.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it's the first podcast. I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
burn my image right now. But like I have back in high school, I have stayed like nights up the night before
yeah, that's
the assignment because I was like, oh, I have 1 more hour to do. I'm gonna like play basketball. Okay, the basketball turns into 3 hours, and like
But you love the basketball
I love the basketball, of course, but it's like it's not getting me
to the next
not,
level
like
in life. yeah.
anywhere. Like
Yeah.
it's getting like I'm enjoying myself. Like I love
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
But it's gonna give me an F or
Yeah.
like a D,
Yeah.
you know, and my mind just doesn't click. Like, dude, you cannot play.
So, yeah, to me, like, I guess my mind is able to process it because I've always thought everything I'm doing, it has to make sense for like the future.
Mhm.
So, like, for me, I didn't go to my MMA yesterday because I had to do stuff for my internship. Also had stuff for my classes, and then on my drive home, I'm tired as hell.
Yeah.
Could have maybe made it to my final class, maybe missed like 10 minutes, but like I was like, man, there's something I've been waiting to do, and that's why I went to go see that in James
Yeah.
Bond. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I had my classes earlier that day. I finished a project. I just did my internship stuff that I needed to do. Did some more classwork. I was like, let me add that film onto it because that's a fun time for me. But it's
Yeah.
also
Productive.
to
Yeah.
me like certain films are not a waste of time.
Oh,
Again,
absolutely
If I'm not,
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it's like
Yeah.
if it's worth it, like Endgame, or if it's something like that really brings like the more cultural aspects
Yeah.
to life, like
Entertainment. It's not wasting time if you're like,
it's not wasting
Or
time
if
if you
it-
take away
it
something.
Yeah.
makes
from
you
it.
think. Yeah. Makes you
Exactly.
question something.
yeah, no,
that
this
you wouldn't
this I
have.
agree 100%.
I think
Yeah.
like again, not to put any spoilers out there,
Yeah.
but I think one of the things that like the James Bond films for me always kind of brings me back to is this idea that like, government has its problems. Like it's flawed. Like sometimes what could be in the mind of like a government of a certain time could be like a step in the future could actually end up backfiring.
Yeah.
And just bringing like history, like just a real world example would be like the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Looking at Oppenheimer and like how he reacted once he saw the results
Oh,
of the
yeah.
bomb, and
Yeah.
then as well as looking even at like Russia and like the Tsar Bomba, and looking at how the scientist who was in charge of developing that reacted to that
Yeah.
was very similar. Like seeing
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh,
I mean,
like,
they knew what they had created.
yeah, like they knew at that point, like, oh no.
Oh.
They knew at that point, like, oh no, like this is a problem. And to me, like that's like, that's kind of what the Bond films were, always kind of bring back to me. At least that's one of the things they always harken back to, which is why I don't see it as just entertainment. It's like a learning experience.
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but it's hard to find that thing
Yeah.
who like gives you 2 things in like one package.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's and
Like
Yeah.
it's if I would do a trip like
my
traveling,
hair in my mouth.
if I would do traveling, I would need to I wouldn't it's hard to find a place who's gonna teach you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, of course you can go to the Empire State and learn the story of the building.
Yeah.
But
No, but yeah, like
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
I
Like
completely understand. You
it's
want
something that you can find on the internet.
and that's why I say like, so if I have 24 hours out of the day, you gotta utilize as much as possible. But it's gotta be beneficial stuff. Like to me, like hanging out with friends and all, I did that as a kid. That was great for me as a kid. But what are we doing now? Like, I understand the importance of hanging out now and just chilling, but like, what else could we be doing as a unit, as a collective that's beneficial for all of us? To me, something like this is not only like hanging out, but it's also like a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm seeing how this could benefit possibly like all of us. Maybe even somebody like them, they could like, you never know, a little thing could maybe inspire one of them or inspire one of them to have a conversation with somebody else and be like, we got this studio, you should hop in. We just saw these 3 kids in there like just talking. But
it like provides the same benefits as hanging out, but there's that added like chance for inspiration.
Exactly. A chance to like change the world for the better. That's how time should be utilized, I guess. Like if it makes you a better person, like spend that time basketball. I'm not trying to like go back to like the high school setting, so more like modern day. If you training in basketball or doing basketball like once a week, twice a week, makes you feel happier and better, and also gives you like an advantage in terms of if somebody asks you to play basketball, cultural interactions, do that. Like that's good for you because then it benefits you and also benefits the world, as opposed to just being like, man, y'all just want to hang out and just chill.
But don't you like? One of the things that I love the most in life, it's actually hanging out with friends, because I know that I'm not learning anything, but I'm getting experiences that.
Well, it depends what you do. Like I guess that's the context. Is what you do with your time.
For instance,
you know what I mean?
Back in Brazil, I cannot do it anymore.
Okay.
Because of like policies like license, like I cannot drink anymore.
Oh yeah,
here because it's 21 here. Back home was 18, but we just like bought some steaks.
Yeah.
And just bought some beers, and just like talked throughout the whole afternoons.
I
and,
guess
like
to dissect that, what occurred like else in that hangout? What else occurred?
Like we would have funny memories.
Yeah.
I think would be the most like you know.
Are these people? How long have you known these people?
Probably like 10 years each.
10 years. Okay.
It's like a lot.
And
like a lot.
And when was the last time like you spoke with them?
A lot of them like. I'm picking a specific case like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago.
Okay, so this hangout.
No. Like because of course I don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
But like I speak to them on the phone.
Oh yeah.
You know, so like for me the hanging out part, I don't know if you feel that. Like for me it's like my social energy.
Yeah.
It's not like work energy. It's not like academic energy. It's just. Does it make sense? Like
no, dude.
I need to spend that energy.
And to me, like
I'm asking. What
good.
I wanted to ask you, it's like you don't have that.
Like so for me, I guess it really just it combines with like everything I do. It's just I always I like to have a purpose to everything I do. So to me, like even like hanging out with friends, like maybe I won't like immediately think about it, but even afterwards I'll be like, so what went on in that conversation?
Yeah.
Like what did we discuss? All right, just like just thinking about like my friend Ellen, like like all right, so I went over to hang out at my friend's house. We were all like kind of chilling. I got into a conversation about the Caucasus region of the world, and just like having a whole conversation about that, and talking about like maybe going to depth about the USSR, or even talking about like in Ellen's case, she's very smart, so like India and like other relations. Like to me, like
you gained something.
I gained something from it. So like I get again just to go back to it, like to me like I just don't like time without a purpose, I guess, and that's like a weird thing to say, and some people may not agree with that. But to me, I just like to utilize my time for the benefit of myself, and the benefit of myself and others, which then ultimately would transpire to really just like I think benefiting the world. Like
no, I get what you're saying. I'm trying to define the word purpose.
Yeah, I guess purpose.
For me,
it's all about how you define purpose.
Exactly. Like for me, it would be
like you said, you need that. You need that social time.
Yeah.
That's
that. What keeps
if
me
that
like,
works
going.
for you, then
Yeah.
that's what you need. Like. Like to me, I'm only speaking from my perspective. Like that's like honestly, like what goes on in my head, I wouldn't want anybody else to deal with because I'm constantly thinking. I'm constantly like other things. But I think people should often take a note from your book too. Like again, I wish like I could. Like I try my best sometimes to be like, don't think, just do.
Yeah.
To me, that'd be like on a run or something like that. I'll just be running and my mind will be blank.
Yeah.
Or I'll be swimming and my mind will be blank. Those are like times where my mind is blank. But most of the time I'm thinking. So
you don't miss at all having a blank moment.
I mean, it's nice, but it's like it's gotta. To me, again, it's like it's gotta happen. Like when I meditate in stress, there's also that blank moment, and it's It's calm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes every now and then I'll just take a random moment. Like
Mhm.
it'll be a snowy day or something like that, and I'll literally just I'll come back from like a run in the snow, and I'll just sit on my porch for like a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It'll be freezing cold, and I'll just be like,
Yeah.
Damn.
man, like I wonder how life was like centuries ago, and just like
Yeah.
that'll be like my
Yeah, like grounding.
grounding.
Moment. Yeah.
But it's not like that. So my thing is like that stuff's to me, it's gotta happen randomly, and usually it's with myself. It's rare that it will happen with another
Yeah.
person.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's like it depends. All
No,
you
no.
define purpose and
I,
use your time.
I get that. Like
Yeah.
I can't like the moments you're talking about. I can't have that with another person.
Yeah.
Like because when you're in a social interaction, like the mind state is just completely different.
It's usually influenced by
Yeah.
your surroundings.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I agree 100%. Like, this gets me to the question. I know we're almost wrapping up, but I wanted to
Oh,
ask
good,
you.
good.
I had a friend this week who basically told me that he wasn't the main character of his life, and he
Oh.
didn't, and he didn't, and he
No.
didn't, and he
Man.
didn't have these moments to enjoy himself because he always
Interesting.
thought he was always living for other people,
Mm.
like other
So,
people's stories.
Interesting. So he sees himself as the side character, and everybody else is
He didn't
he's
actually like
supporting role.
yeah. He didn't actually got to say that he was the the background character.
Yeah.
But he didn't say he was the main character because I was like,
Interesting.
dude, I'm the main character of my life.
no, that's
Because like everything involves around me.
yeah.
It's not. It's kind of not a choice, you know.
No,
it's not gonna
because
be like
it's your
"Oh,
life.
I'm gonna live according to Tommy. Like,
No.
dude, you cannot do that.
No, and I mean, well, anybody who does that, if you're like an authoritarian power, please
Yeah.
stop. We don't, no dictators.
Yeah.
But interesting. So,
I was like,
so,
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you if you guys feel that you're your main characters because we're talking about this.
absolutely.
Yeah, you got it
purpose.
first, man. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm like, everything has to revolve around
Yeah.
me. Because there's no, I mean, obviously, I want to do stuff to help other people
Yeah.
because that, like, I want to better everyone as a collective. But for the majority of stuff I do, it has to involve me.
Yeah, you gotta, oh man, that's
It's
yeah,
kind of crazy.
That's crazy because I feel like, I mean, you're with yourself 24
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even
You
if we're
are the
sleeping,
main
yeah.
character of your life. Like you can't get away from that.
Exactly.
You know, supporting characters, the story doesn't follow them the whole time.
Yeah.
The main characters have the story followed.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
your story. I definitely see myself as the main character. And I guess the thing is like I guess living for others, that's to me I always saw that as a good thing. Like not that you don't have to like let me give up all my time to
Yeah.
other people. That's not what living for others is. To me, it's like appropriately giving, helping people,
Yeah.
spending time, doing accordingly things to help the world, help
Yeah.
other people, but then also bettering yourself too. Because if you let yourself go, then you're a detriment to those people.
Yep.
Exactly.
Um,
But
You're not detriment to the world then.
Mhm.
Like if you let yourself go.
exactly in this case that you're talking, you're still like telling a story. Because for me, the main character tells a story, even if it's a movie. Like he was telling that he doesn't do anything and he's just like
Interesting.
around people.
Yeah.
wa-
Interesting.
Because we're talking about this idea of purpose,
yeah.
of like what I like to do or like how I spend my time and like how, like what is a good way, like what is the way that
Yeah.
you do it, the way that I do it, the way that Dylan does it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, everybody, you don't have a choice. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't. Man, that's
That's crazy.
but the thing is I'm sure he's not the only one who feels like that.
Yeah.
I know there's probably a lot of people out there, and
Yeah.
it's just, I think for those people, like you just like, really just find what makes you happy. Like
Yeah.
really find what inside that makes you happy and doesn't make you feel that way. Because while I'm not gonna lie and say I don't get negative thoughts. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
because my mind's always working. I'm constantly thinking like, oh man, like I wonder how this is gonna be received, blah blah blah. Like my mind's constantly. That's why I'm always in the middle of things because my mind's constantly on the positive and negative. But I'd say for those people, just like really like find things that you love that don't make you feel like that because it's your life. Like you
Yeah.
you only live once
Mm-hmm.
according to like what we know for this life right now because there's some religions and some cultures like
Maybe
it varies. But
you'll maybe live another one, but
yeah,
you're
you may
sure
live
that
another.
one, yeah.
But for this one right now, the life that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
treat it like you're the main character. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and again, that doesn't mean be selfish. Like don't be
Yeah,
like
I was gonna ask
don't be
that.
like a negative Nancy and be like,
No.
oh, for me, blah blah blah. You're
No.
all supporting characters. Like no,
Yeah.
in fact, I encourage you to learn about other people's
Yeah.
lives as main characters. It's like to me, it'd be learning
yeah.
like Matt, like it'd be learning about like your life story. Me speaking to
Yeah.
you and learning, that's a learning experience for me as a main character for my story.
Yeah.
And then as well as for you, then explain to yourself like
Exactly.
it's almost like you doing a character report on yourself, being like, wow, I have done all these things, or I have
Yeah.
came from this background and made it this far and whatnot.
Yeah, because for me, like, even if movies, whatever, books, whatever you're doing, we're telling a story, the main character doesn't tell the story by himself or
Yes.
herself.
Yeah.
If he's just sitting, like, imagine a movie in a chair, a black space with just a chair and the main character. Nothing's gonna happen. If someone doesn't come in, if a problem is not generated,
Yeah.
the narrative's not changing, and the guy's just like, "Hey, my name is Matt.
Yeah.
I'm 19 and I'm the main character."
Just
Who's gonna
sits
ask
there
you? Yeah,
for an hour 45?
Hour
Just-
45.
that's it.
He's
Who's
just
gonna-
chilling
yeah.
there.
who's gonna question you why you are the main character?
Yeah.
So you need. It's this idea of I'm not. It's not I'm the best. It's not I'm the king of my life. You are the king of your life, but
Yeah.
you need to have people to taught you things. Like just like you said, we're learning something from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
Like again, and this is like I just to like go back to my purpose. So like just kind of just navigating everything I said. It really just so as a main character of your life in a world of main characters, because we're all in this together. We're all on this planet. Like it's there's no you can't go anywhere else right now.
Yeah.
You know, there's no
At
Mars
least
to get
until
away.
Bezos
Yeah.
builds a colony
But
on
regardless,
Mars.
we're still in the
Yeah.
same galaxy, same
Yeah,
universe, same
exactly,
solar
yeah.
system. Like we're still all together. Try to be the best person you can be for yourself, and then ultimately for others. Like to me, like that's what life's about. So don't. I don't want to like quote like that guy from Iron Man 1, like don't waste your life.
Yeah.
Don't waste your life. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
but don't
Yeah.
waste your life and try not to be hard on yourself and think so negative, because everyone can offer something in this world. Everyone has that capability. Push for it, and then push for more past that, because there's no limit to what you can offer in terms of like positivity to the world. Yeah, like that's
I love this kind of talk.
Oh yeah, that's what I like talking about. It's honestly it was a I didn't get here like overnight. It's not like overnight thing. It takes time to
Yeah.
figure out these things, but by reading, learning, interacting with others, like trying things, you know, your purposes will navigate and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like going into things that maybe you wouldn't do normally and finding a meaning out of it. Like just example, this podcast.
Yeah.
Going into it and being like, all right, what can I take away from
Yeah.
this? All right, it's my first time doing a legit podcast like this. It's a learning experience. Like
Really, for
try
first
to
time?
do like this, in
Okay.
this like kind of formal setting.
Okay.
But you know, try to treat life like a learning experience. It's constant. Be a student for life. You can be a teacher and be a student for life. That's that's how you help people, man. That's how you help
awesome.
people.
Yeah, and Tommy, to wrap it up, I know that you have to go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you the time, and if you want to, we can just end it here. But
We
give you the
can-
time to talk about your future projects, your future plans.
Oh yeah.
If you want to invite some of your listeners to, I know that you have a lot of projects going on. We mentioned the journal.
yeah,
journal
the
thing.
con journal. Yeah.
Yeah, if the floor is yours, my man.
Man, I don't even know where to start.
You can start by telling what
just-
Thomas Hernandez, we're gonna do from now on.
like from right now.
No,
I'm about to say today starts with a night class at 5:30. No, but so I don't know. Like I'll just be currently right now. I'm working on finishing up my senior year, trying to graduate with honors. Hopefully a 4.0, double majoring in poli-sci and communication studies with distinction in both the majors, and then I'm gonna hopefully, if COVID permits, go to Wisconsin to study Indonesian, and then go to Indonesia in the fall to study Indonesian further, and then go to grad school the next year after that, hopefully in the UK. That's
nice.
that's just kind of like a vision right now.
Mhm.
Nothing's ever set in stone because obstacles can pop up, or even opportunities. Not even obstacles. It could be like, man, like I just got offered a job with like whoever. It's like, well, I gotta take it.
Yeah.
Like, to me, if I have an opportunity to help as many people as possible, that's gonna be like the next step for me. So Indonesia, I just see that as like me learning another language, learning more about a culture that I know somewhat about relatively, and then just using that to like I can interact and help more people around the world. Yeah, like that's the next step for me. But yeah,
Yeah, and according to if you want to share your projects here at Temple, so people can take a look
at
at
Temple. So you could so I would just recommend just checking out the Klein College Instagram, the Com Studies Klein College Instagram.
The classic one.
Man, and I'm trying to also give insight to help people too. So check out those as well. Latinx Media Association, I'm the president of with my co-president Luis Suarez. We're trying to get things together for our next events. Hopefully a panel to help people out. Bring presenters bilingual speakers, not only with Spanish and English but other languages too. Landa Paeta, that's with communication studies. That's we're gonna have the induction this semester, as we normally do, and I'm sure other projects will pop up. I also have my internship stuff. One as an academic coach, the other one as an outreach intern for Women's Campaign International, and just look up all those things. I don't even know what to say. Look up all those things. Be on the lookout. That's what I'm.
That's a lot.
That's what I'm getting. It's it's a lot, but I promise you all, it's when you find things that you enjoy, it's worth the time. Even if you're tired, you can at least go to bed and be like, man, I did a lot. All right, time to go to bed.
That's actually very good. If you do a lot and just go to bed and I'm done.
Yeah. That's how you should end your days. You should feel like you made the most. Like I said, you got 24 hours in a day. Make the most of it before you go to bed. Or even if you're gonna go to bed in the middle, do a little meditate. Make it a meditation. Make it a active sleep. Don't just be like, all right.
Maybe that's one of my problems. Anyway, do you want to share socials? Do you want to do anything else or no? Or you don't care?
I mean, honestly, so for social medias and all that stuff, you could just look me up on LinkedIn under my name, Thomas Hernandez. It's not I don't think it's anything special because I think anybody's capable of a lot of the things I've done, and I mean, so many people have done more in my opinion. So, I mean, feel free to look me up. But you could always if you're at Temple, you could find me in the register if you just look up on Outlook. Just literally look up Thomas.Hernandez at temple.edu, and you can find me there. Just I'm on campus from time to time. Yeah. Commuter
Awesome.
life.
Tommy, thank you so much for coming, man. It was a great
Greatly
hour.
appreciate
Great
it.
hour.
Yeah.
It was an honor to have you as a first guest. And again, you're always welcome to be back.
Yeah.
If you wanna come back after you have to go to Indonesia.
Yeah, exactly.
We can
Come
chat
back,
about
do a
it.
podcast in strictly Indonesia.
All right.
And we're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, my man, thank
We
you
can
so
do
much
that,
for
man.
coming. Thank you so much, Dylan, for being in this
Of course.
crazy journey that we're
Thank
we're
you
going
for
to.
inviting me.
Of course. And yeah, my guys, I see you guys next week. Thank you.